At this time, I'm delighted to introduce this year's student speaker, Kevin Wainczak. Today, Kevin is graduating with university honors from the Dietrich College of Humanities and Social Sciences, earning a bachelor's degree in cognitive science with a minor in software engineering. Kevin is both an exemplary scholar and a passionate student leader. A member of the Dietrich College Dean's List, he was inducted into the Psi Chi International Honor Society in Psychology. He has been a resident assistant, community advisor, cabinet member in student government, and a leader in the Greek community, also serving as vice president of community standards for Interfraternity Council. This past winter, Kevin was awarded the CMU Greek Role Model Award for excellence in scholarship, leadership, service, and lifelong friendship. Kevin also served as chair and director of event logistics and head of marketing for the Pittsburgh Donut Dash. The annual citywide event has raised more than $570,000 in 4 years to support ALS research and is among the largest Greek philanthropic event in the nation. After graduating, Kevin will take his many talents to Washington, D.C., working for Deloitte as a consultant for the federal government. Please join me in an enthusiastic round of applause for the class of 2018's student speaker, Kevin Wainczak. Kevin.
Thank you, President Jahanian, for the kind introduction. I've had no greater honor in my life than to be standing here today graduating with all of you. In our time here, we've seen a lot of change. Skibo Cafe has become waiting 30 minutes for a sandwich. Free stones have become UC stones, and we have like a bajillion more buildings on campus now than we did before. All of this change marks the end of a long journey of education for many of us. To those of you continuing on to even more school, well, good luck. When I think back to freshman year, between all of the Vocelli's pizza that I ordered, the hundreds of times I walked down Morwood Avenue, and the few tipsy trips down Beeler, someone somewhere told me something that I don't think I'll ever forget. They said the years that I spend at Carnegie Mellon are going to be the most difficult of my life, but that everything after is going to be easy. Well, at that point, I bet you could guess what I was thinking. Yes! All I have to do is write a few lines of code and the Silicon Valley will be knocking on my door. Right? Well, the main point of that completely flew over my head because I didn't know what it meant. Did it mean that Carnegie Mellon was going to work me just hard enough that everything was to be easy in comparison? Or that I was going to become so smart that I could solve any and every problem? Well, for years, we have worked hard to achieve our goals. Now, I believe that our time at CMU is difficult because there are lessons that we learn and goals that we have that require us to commit. And it is this commitment that fosters that Carnegie Mellon spirit of putting our hearts into our work. We committed to learning these lessons from and with each other. Fellow students have taught me that it is important not to be a voice for others. Rather, we should use the voice that we have to bring others into the conversation. I learned that while we are capable of doing great things, the most important thing that any of us can be is a great friend. We've learned these lessons and had these successes because we attended Carnegie Mellon during wild and historic times in which it has become clear that diversity is our strength. We accomplish more when we stand together. And we committed to doing work that manifests these lessons. I've seen this commitment in the planes that CMU students have sent to Puerto Rico, in the gatherings that we've had at the fence, in the late night meetings in my fraternity. I've seen it in the beautiful expressions of self at community collage, and in the kind actions of you, my fellow students, as we support each other through homeworks and projects that we absolutely should have started at least a week ago. In order to learn these lessons, in order to do this work, we needed to commit to being tenacious and to being brave. I've seen my peers demonstrate tenacity while building many buildings that go up for only a weekend, while raising record-breaking amounts of money for local charities and working with our administration to improve the student experience. I know I had to be brave freshman year when I called my mom and I had to convince her that cognitive science was just as lucrative as civil engineering. Making it here today, for many of us, is an act of bravery itself. See, I have 100% faith that if we go out into our communities and keep with us this spirit that Carnegie Mellon has given us, we are going to continue to learn and change the world. People sitting in this stadium right now are going to save our environment, win Oscars and Tonys, create art that changes people's lives. Some of us are going to become doctors, disrupt industries, cure cancer, become the elected leaders of tomorrow, and make this world a better place. If we can continue to learn from those who have come before us and teach those who follow, we are going to craft a future where compassion fuels innovation. And at the very least, yet just as important, each one of us has it in us to be a role model for our younger generations. And the fruits of our effort, they might not be seen immediately, maybe not for 5 years or 10 years or more, but it will still require us to commit. And who knows? Maybe life after Carnegie Mellon is going to be easy. Maybe it won't be. But at least now, we kind of know what we're doing. So while we have all forged our own paths to arrive at commencement today, we have converged for what is likely the last time. I challenge our class to charge out into the world, take what you've learned at Carnegie Mellon and engage in the pursuit of something greater than ourselves. And don't do it alone. And never waver in your commitment or in your tenacity. Because I know we can. And because there are few others better equipped to do so right now than us. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak today, and I am so excited to see what we are all going to achieve. Thank you.